Hi guys, for today's video, I wanted to talk about a topic that not a lot of collectors really like to speak on. At least from what I see, I don't really see a lot of people talking about it, and that is, does doll collecting affect me financially? I can understand why a lot of people don't like talking about it because money can be a very sensitive topic to some people, but since I'm a very blunt and honest person, I do want to talk about, does it affect me financially? And the answer is no. I have been a doll collector since I was 16, 17, so it's been quite some time since 2019. It's been quite a bit. Throughout those years, of course, I have bought overpriced dolls. Like, there's gonna be a time in your guys' doll collecting or anybody else's doll collecting that you overpaid for a doll. That's just how that works sometimes, unfortunately. Sometimes you get impatient and you're just gonna buy it. Sometimes I still do it, not a lot, because grow. When I first started collecting, I made a lot of mistakes that now me, as a 21-year-old that's been collecting for a bit now, knows not to make those mistakes again. So at first, I just bought a doll at any price that I saw it. I mean, like, I always check the prices to make sure, but if I just waited a little longer, those dolls would be way more cheaper. I would have saved so much more money. Especially on my Ever After High dolls, I spent so much money. I really spent way too much. That's why I haven't collected any for a very long time, because I just spent way too much on them. As for my Bratz, I started collecting Bratz in 2020. So most of my Bratz dolls, I did get like most of them from the flea market for $1, so they really did not affect me financially. There are some dolls like my Formal Funk, along with my Girls Night Out, I did pay a lot more, especially Formal Funk, because they're very pricey dolls. And then who else did I buy? Because most of them I did get from like doll lots or like just cheaper than what they go for. But if it's doll that I really wanted, I paid like $80 or $90 at least. I never paid over $100 for a Bratz doll. But as for my Monster Highs, I have a lot of Monster High dolls, in box and out of box. This is my most expensive shelf for my Monster High collection because I paid $350 for Scare and Hoodooed, $250 for Weberella, and then $1,200 for Ghoulia. And then I have all my first edition dolls in the box right here, along with all of these dolls in the box. And then I have some multiples of dolls, just extra dolls that I have in the box, also some right here. And then I have duplicate of Vampire Heart and like my Haunt Couture, so I have a lot of dolls in the box. So, does my Monster High dolls affect me financially? My inbox dolls are very expensive, but I always make sure to find the right price for them. When I got my first edition Laguna and Ghoulia for Christmas this past December, I did not want to pay $250 for what they usually go for. Some people like to overprice for Ghoulia and they think that's how much she goes for, but in reality you can find her for like $150. The most I've seen this Ghoulia be listed for, I think, was like $500, and someone bought her for that much. Like, Ghoul, come on. So for Ghoulia, I paid, I think, like $180 something. And then Laguna, I paid like $170 something. I always make sure that I'm not gonna overpay for an inbox doll. Like, obviously, I can't get it for the freaking retail price, $30. I will know well enough to not pay over $200 because these dolls should not be $200. And I think, unfortunately, I am gonna have to pay that much for Cleon dues because, unfortunately. But I also have gotten some of my other first editions like Draculaura and Claudine for really good prices. I think I got both of them for like $70 each, which is an amazing deal. But now, when it comes to dolls that I really want, like my Comic-Con dolls, I am gonna have to pay a lot more money. So Ghoulia is my most expensive doll that I paid $1,200 for. Luckily, it was a birthday gift. I helped paid. My grandparents helped paid. My parents also chipped in a little bit. So, you know, very expensive. That didn't affect me financially just because I know how to save my money. I've been really good at saving my money. That's how I was raised. And I will know how much I will spend on a doll and how much I will not spend on a doll. And I'll make sure that I'll have a limit and all that. Let's just say that I want a Bratz doll. A Bratz doll that I've been wanting recently is Funk Out Jade or Step Out Jade. I've been wanting those two really bad. And I see people list her for like $50, $45, sometimes I see $60, it really depends. I'm not spending that much on her. $45, $50, it's just way too much for a step out doll. And then for Funk Out, I already have the doll itself, so like, I just can't find any for like cheap price that has just the outfit, you know? So unfortunately, but unfortunately, if you don't want to spend a certain amount, you're just gonna have to wait. So it might take me a year, 2 years, who knows, till I get those jeans, because I will not spend that much on either of them. My Bratz dolls are very picky when it comes to them because I refuse to pay a lot of money. Also, sorry, I'm a little red right here, guys. Oh my god. I'm very itchy. I've been very itchy recently. But with my Bratz dolls, I refuse to pay a lot of money. With my Monster High dolls, I'm lucky enough to have almost all of the most expensive ones because I bought them at the time they weren't expensive. With the I Heart Fashion, of course, I missed out on Cleo, and then the I Heart Shoes, Dracula is pretty expensive. So there is some dolls out there that I don't have that are pretty pricey, but let's just say I want Viperine. I will not pay $50 for her. That is way too much money, and I'm willing to wait. There are some people that will just buy it for whatever price they see it for, and that's how that's going to affect them financially. So if you don't want your doll collecting to affect you financially, you are going to have to wait. Like, I haven't got a Bratz doll in months. That is because I just refuse to pay a lot of money for them. Monster Highs, I get them all the time. I get them mostly in like doll lots and stuff, but if it's one that I really want, the most I'll pay is like probably 40 something, like 45 I think. But typically I don't like paying that much because you shouldn't have to pay that much for a freaking doll. When it comes to an inbox doll, I'm willing to pitch in a lot more money. There are some just like inbox dolls that I don't want anymore, but I got them for like amazing prices. And also I'm waiting to get them out of the box because I have all the Creepateria dolls in the box, but I'm waiting till I find them out of the box for a lot cheaper. Then I'll sell my inbox ones because I will not unbox them. But I just always make sure that I'm not gonna overpay. I always do a lot more research. Like, I always do research. Like, you guys know, or if you don't know, I have been wanting a picture day operetta for years now. I think it's this year is gonna be 2 years since I have been wanting her, and I have not found her for the right price nor the variant that I want for a good price, and I don't want her in the box. And sometimes, guys, you're just gonna have to make that sacrifice where, do I really want this doll, or am I willing to wait it out and find her for that good price? And for me, I'm waiting till I find that dang good price because ain't no way I'm paying that much money for a Monster High doll out of the box. But when it comes to my inbox dolls, yes, I'll put more money, I'll save more money, I will ask for more hours on my job or whatever, or I'll sell something that I don't want, because I also resell stuff. That also very much helps me with my collecting, because if I sell, like, let's just say her, she's like what, like 30 something, then I'll put that $30 into my new doll, or I'll save that $30 or whatever. I also get a lot of duplicates whenever I get doll lots, so that helps me get the money back from a doll lot, plus some that I could get for a doll that I really want. So reselling also really helps me a lot with my collecting, but the answer is no. Doll collecting doesn't affect me financially just because I know how to save my money. I also know how to be patient enough to spend a certain amount on a doll, or if I just want to wait it out. So if you are struggling financially when it comes to your doll collecting, babe, I'm sorry, but you are doing something wrong. Oh my gosh, this freaking, it's because I'm so itchy, guys. Like, oh my gosh, like my face is itchy, my whole chest is itchy. But anyway, you are doing something wrong if you are struggling financially with doll collecting. Either you just don't know how to save enough money, or this is gonna sound really bad, but I don't want to sound it. I just want to be blunt and honest. Either you are spending way too much on a doll that is affecting you financially, and I understand that money can be very tight for some people. I understand. You should find other ways on how to make money, like reselling. My bestie does Instacart. You always do that on the side. Instacart or like DoorDash and all that. You can. I haven't done that personally, but I heard you can make a decent amount of money on that. So there's always ways to make like extra cash. So for extra cash, you can always put that money aside and have it for your doll collecting. You're not in a rush to get a certain doll. If you think you are, like, babe, you need to like take a breather, relax. If you are struggling financially, just take a minute and figure out, what are you doing wrong? Are you spending way too much on a doll? Are you putting more money? Because I know some of you guys, including myself, buys accessories and all that. Make sure you guys don't overpay. Don't pay like $50 for like a little accessory. Unless you haven't seen it anywhere, like I understand, but like if it's like Megan's shoes, like babe, come on. Like you don't need to pay that much. But if you are overpaying for like little stuff like that, really take your time, do the research, because honestly, that's how prices jump up. So if someone pays $50 for like one pair of shoe, other resellers are gonna see that, and then that's how prices skyrocket, because somebody doesn't know what they're doing and they'll just buy it for whatever price. Really just sit and think about, okay, what am I doing wrong? Am I overpaying for an inbox doll that I bought? Am I paying for a very common doll that I see all the time? Did I just overpay for her? Really do your research on eBay, see the sold listings, Mercari, just see how much they go for and make sure that you don't overpay. Like for her, like she typically goes for like 30 something dollars. Don't pay $100 for her. Obviously, everybody's experience when it comes to collecting is very different, and we all learn differently, and sometimes some people have to learn the hard way. And I did have a time where I did learn the hard way with my Ever After High dolls, and then like selling my whole childhood collection for like freaking like almost for free basically. We all go through our things, so there is no judgment, guys, but always just be careful on how much you spend on a doll. Research is just key. Patience and research is key, and if you don't have any of them, babe, I don't know what to tell you. Doll collecting ain't for you. I would really love to know if you guys are willing to be open and honest with me. Does doll collecting affect you financially? For me, it doesn't. There's gonna be times where I don't get a doll for months because I really want to spend that much money on dolls, and that's okay, because we're not in a rush. We have our whole life to live, and as much as I want so many dolls, I know to like calm myself and not do any splurging, because sometimes I do. Whenever I get in my moods, I will be feeding for a new doll, but I don't. I like make sure I'll look for one, but if I don't see one for a good price, then I won't get it. But anyways, guys, I hope this video somewhat helps you, is an eye-opener, and I just want you to know that if it does affect you financially, you get through this, babe. Just because I don't go through it doesn't mean that you're the only one that goes through it. There's probably going to be people who comment down below who go through it, who were in your shoes once. Just be cautious, just be careful on how much you spend. We are all here for each other. We're all here to give each other advice. So if you guys need any help on how to manage on your splurging or anything, please let me know. I'm always willing to help. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for 3.7K. I'm so close to 3.8K. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!